Hello everyone, welcome to AndroidIPad TV iOS edition. This week we're going to be discussing jailbreaking. I'm going to be telling you why I jailbreak and my favorite apps for those who do. Alright, so before I get into the positives and the reasons I jailbreak my iOS device, I'd like to also talk about the negatives and the potential dangers. If you don't know what you're doing, it's actually probably okay because there's good tutorials and instructions that you can follow. But the first time I did jailbreak my device, I actually did brick it. So, but fortunately, iTunes has a way of restoring your device back to factory settings. So even if you do brick it, you're probably going to be okay, and I was. So there isn't a lot of risk involved, but here's some of the risks that I noted. Number one, it could void the warranty. Although, like I said, it's easy to restore back to factory settings, so it's not like anyone would ever actually know you even jailbroke your device. Number two, it may slow down your device, and I did see some slowing on my iPad 1, but my iPad 2 haven't noticed such a thing. So maybe it's the A5 chip with a higher processor, but I don't notice any slowing at all. It may cause instability or app crashing, or your entire hard drive to crash and have to reset from time to time, and I have noticed a little bit of instability, but not much, not really much to complain about, so I still find that the jailbreak is worth it. Number four, iTunes does not back up your Cydia jailbreak apps, so some of the Cydia apps that are really good actually cost a little bit of money. It will not back those up. And you may also need to wait for until there's a new jailbreak, when there's an update that comes out through iTunes. Or if you do update your iTunes and your device, you may have to go without your jailbreak for a time, because it usually it always unjailbreaks your device, and so you have to re-jailbreak, and you have to wait for developers to create a new way to jailbreak your device. So those are some of the negatives to consider before you jailbreak. To me, those negatives are really minor compared to the positives, and let's talk about those positives. So I think it gives you better user control. You decide what and how you're going to use your device, and I'm going to show you some applications that illustrate what I mean. It adds customization. One of the knocks about iOS is its lack of customization. Android is very good at giving you customization right out of the box without having a root and everything like that. But iOS is really kind of restrictive. It's a good platform for basic use, but isn't a lot of customization that you can do to it. But through jailbreaking, that really improves it and makes it an experience that is fun for everybody. So number three, I think it just makes it so much better user experience. I think that's related to points 1 and 2. Number four, it's mine, and I want to use it how I please. So I kind of believe in that. Like when you purchase something, I don't want to be bound by somebody else's rules. I want to do with it what I want. And then number five, Cydia apps a lot of them are really awesome. Some of them are junk, but a lot of them are actually really awesome. So it's kind of cool to go through that. It's like a different app store altogether. Alright, so now I'm going to be discussing my top 15 choices for what I consider essential iPad jailbreak apps. And my first one here has to do with the lock screen. This is called AndroidLock XT, and it looks rather like the regular lock screen, except for this time, instead of sliding to unlock, I'm just going to tap to unlock, and then I get to draw a little thing and it'll unlock it. So number two is called Acivator, and it allows me to have better control over things like what my home button does, and so I can reprogram my home button to do different things, to open different applications if I wanted. If I double click on the clock on the lock screen, what the sleep button will do, slide in gestures, different things like that. So like I have it here for whenever I slide my finger to the right here, that opens up Pandora and starts playing. Okay, and now if I close out of the app here, I can actually double tap and it pauses it. Double tap again, it starts playing, hopefully. There we go. And fast forward. If I slide with 2 fingers here on the left of the screen, it opens up my email. If I slide with 2 fingers here on this side of the screen, it opens up my camera. And so you can just basically do all sorts of things like that. You know, I'm not going to show you all my things, but it gives you user control over what buttons do and your other commands. Next is SBSettings. If I slide my bar down here, you can see that I have all of these quick access functions here in a widget. So I can turn on Wi-Fi or disable Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or I can reset my device, respring my device, do this little drop down here, which gives you another additional one of these. I kind of like the one I was just showing you. But anyway, so it gives you that sort of quick settings access. The fourth Cydia tweak I wanted to discuss is called Backgrounder, and I have it set whenever I press both of my volume keys at the same time. What it does is this is backgrounding enabled, and what that means is that the app is truly running in the background. It's not just going to app switch to it, but it actually is running in the background now. So if I go back to it now, it will launch right back to where it was at that frozen state. So sometimes, you know, you'll go to the multitasking center here, and you'll click on one of these icons, and then it refreshes the app when it reloads it, and that's just app switching. So I like multitasking, and this kind of opens up true multitasking where the app is now backgrounded. Folder Enhancer truly does enhance your folders. It opens them up much quicker. Look how snappy that is. I think they look nicer, and also it also allows you to put more applications in your folder. So now I can scroll across, and I don't have to have the minimum amount or the maximum amount of allowed applications per folder, but I can now have multiple pages of applications in one folder. So that makes it really easy to organize. iFile is an application that gives you root access to your directory inside your hard drive, and you can now move files, manipulate files however you want. So it gives you access and power over your hard disk. InfiniDock, I think, is totally essential. Now, see all these icons that I have over here? They're a little scrunched, but I like it that way. I like to have more icons at easy access. Generally, iPad gives you a limit of, I believe, 6 icons across the bottom, but now I can have actually up to 10. I have 9 here, but now besides just having 9 icons, I can now actually scroll across and have even more, and if I wanted to, I could put even more. I generally like to have just 2, but over here, you know, I could actually put an SBSettings add-on where if I scrolled across, I could actually get to my other quick settings and my volume control and things like that if I wanted to put that on there. But you know, it just gives you this better dock on the bottom, which is easier to access. So I think it's totally a must for Cydia. Installous 4, here you can do a search, and you can find basically any types of applications inside the App Store, both paid and free, and download them for free. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody involve themselves in piracy. The reason I have it actually is to test applications to see whether I like them before I buy them. And so that's kind of what I would encourage this application before, because you know, I don't believe in any kind of piracy, but I have found a good many apps that I wouldn't have purchased if I didn't get to play with them first. And so when I find that I like this one, Mr. Reader, I actually downloaded it through Installous, played with it, found out I really liked it, and then I went ahead and bought the application, so I paid the money. So in the end, Apple did get my money, but I used Installous to decide whether that application was even worth my time. Mail Enhancer gives you better customization over your mail application, so you can do things like adding signatures and creating custom notifications for your different accounts, or whether it's a high priority or low priority notification. You can quiet the hours of notifications. I actually really like this. You can create highlights. So I have like several. I have a Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail, iCloud account, and then here I actually create different color schemes. So let's see if we can see this here. So you can see that's kind of a little bit of a bluish tint for whenever I receive a Hotmail notification, and it will actually color my email as it comes in that blue color, so I know it's from that account. So Mail Enhancer makes it possible to really customize your mailbox. Alright, my most favorite Cydia application is this right here, Multiflow, spelled with a 0 instead of an O. And the reason why, now using Acivator, I've changed my home button, so now if I hold it down, I get this little expose thing. It's kind of a little bit like the HP touchpad and some of the newer Androids running Ice Cream Sandwich, where it gives you an expose of the different applications that are running, and I can jump to them really quickly. So now I can go inside the App Store real quick like that. We can go back to Pandora, and I can jump to Installous, and that was the expose mode. And another thing that's cool is the card mode on Multiflow. If I change it to that, now when I long press the home button, I get these nice little cards. And so if I'm done with Pandora, I can now take it and swipe it away. Really cool feature. Yep, I don't need that anymore. Swipe that away. Let's keep the settings. Let's swipe away the camera. Swipe away Mr. Reader. Don't need that. Don't need that. And that actually does free up your memory. It actually keeps the memory clean of the apps running in the background. So now all I have left is just this one. And when I click on it again, it's the only little card there. And so it just makes it kind of nice to run your applications and to multitask. MultiIcon Mover allows you to move multiple icons at the same time. It's great for if you're trying to rearrange your folders really quickly. So if as many check marks as I make is how many applications I can move. And if I slide across here, if I want to move all those applications to this screen, now I just click that button and they all are there. And I can do that to multiple pages too, so I could check all these and then go back over here and check all these, and then when I hit home, it'll put all of those icons onto that one page, or even inside folders, so I can move these back. Back to the folder they're in. And there they are, all back in the folder. RetinaPad brings Retina-like features to the iPad. So when I launch an application that's not an iPad specific application, this is for iPhone, it launches it in this small little screen that is about as small as the iPhone. And I can actually click on this 2x button and it'll blow it up. But I don't know if you can really see here how blurry that is, how pixelated. It actually looks like a big pixelated mess. It's kind of difficult to see on the camera, but it looks awful. And so RetinaPad fixes that problem. I can now turn that application on, and now when I launch it, instead of launching it in that small little thing, it'll launch it big on my iPad. And as you can see, and again, I don't know if you can really see the difference, but it is totally clear and smooth and runs like it should on the iPad. Last but not least is an application called WeeKillBackground Pro for Notification Center. And this application actually kills everything that's running in the background. And one of the biggest pet peeves I have about iOS here is, if I want to kill something, I can go like this. Alright, so I can kill it by hitting the minus. I can go through it, I can kill all these things if I wanted to, and that will take forever. And yeah, not very efficient. So I can now, with WeeKill, put in a little thing here on the pull down menu, and it says tap to close all apps. I tap that, And now I erased everything from the background, including everything that was in here, very quickly. So that to me is totally essential. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and run through of my favorite applications in Cydia. And I hope you consider jailbreaking as an option. To me, it really enhances the experience of iOS. It's a no-brainer, win-win, and I will continue to do it because I really enjoy owning my device and customizing it to my heart's content. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. This is Scott from AndroidIPad TV signing off.